Guys, have you realized that every time there's issue going on between Nigerians and South Africans, the South Africa government is always careful on what they have to say about it or the actions they are going to take. Any problem that arises between Nigeria and South Africa, once you enter social media, South Africa government will always find a way to calm it down or end the situation or even remove themselves completely and say, oh, this thing is not happening. We don't have a problem with Nigerians. Nigerians are welcome in South Africa. We can always do this. We can always do that. South Africa government go rush, you understand, to make it clear to Nigeria government and the world that no, as long as South Africa government is concerned, they are all okay. Everything is fine. And Nigerians are safe. Nigerians are welcome in South Africa. Nigerians can come to South Africa anytime and everything will be fine with them. That's how South Africa government will always react. I will give you many occasions where South Africa government has acted the same way. Yet, some officials in the government are the ones sponsoring all the negative things that is happening about Nigeria. For example, what happened with Chidima's case. The Minister of Sport is the one that was pushing for South Africans to do what they want to do to Chidima Vanessa. But the government of South Africa will never come out to make a statement or to even try to offend Nigeria because they fear. They fear Nigeria wutu. They know what Nigeria has done to them. I'll get to that. But for now, let me give you instances where South Africa government has acted in a humble way towards Nigeria, has acted in a supportive way towards Nigeria, showing the world that they are scared of Nigeria, they cannot play with Nigeria, they cannot disrespect Nigeria. It's a fact. The South Africa government can never disrespect Nigerians or the Nigeria government, and I'm going to tell you guys why in this particular video. But first, you remember when xenophobia issue came up, South Africa government came out to say, no. It's not an attack on Nigerians. Nigerians are safe. Nigerians are okay. Blah, 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 blah. They came out. They didn't try to stand with the people of South Africa. South Africa government never supports South Africans to hate Nigerians. They are never coming out to show the world or try to act as if they are in support of what black South Africans are doing to Nigerians. But they are individuals, so individually, they are instigating it in the background. Individually, they are sponsoring it, pushing the agenda in the background. You understand? But when matter reach public, they will find a way to resolve it in the back. You understand? It's not the first time. There was a time during AFCON when Nigeria won South Africa in the semi-finals, and people were worried until the Nigeria government released a communique saying that Nigerians in South Africa should be careful because threats were already coming up, issues were coming up. South Africa government rush came out on social media to deny all of that and say, oh, South Africa is safe for Nigerians. Nigerians are welcome in South Africa. All Nigerians can come, blah, 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 blah. Yet, we still saw how South Africans, they were threatening Nigerians and how they tried to treat Nigerians in that particular country. There are many instances. During the issue of the boat, Wahala, Nigeria versus South Africa boat war, South Africa government still came out to say, oh, Nigeria, you are the winner. We are sorry. We apologize, blah, blah, blah. Always trying to prove that they are in support of Nigeria. They have no problem with Nigeria. Meanwhile, we all know what is happening in the background. You understand? Because the issue of Nigeria versus South Africa is beneficial to the South Africa government. The South Africa government is the one that is benefiting from all this Nigeria versus South Africa issue. The black South Africans, they are not benefiting. The South Africans are busy attacking Nigerians. They are not benefiting. All of this drama between Nigeria and South Africa is helping the South African government because it's taking the weight off their shoulders. Because they are now benefiting in the sense that South Africans, they will not blame them. For example, the matter of powder and selling of powder to children. The consumption of the powder. How the powder is getting into the country. The production of the powder in the country. The entire South Africa, an average South Africa, can never be blaming their government, can never be blaming their security, can never be blaming their police for not handling the insecurity and these issues well. They are rather blaming Nigerians, and that take off the pressure from the government. The government continue to cash out. The government continue to make money. The government continue to enjoy in the background. Meanwhile, the blame is going to somebody else. So the government of South Africa, not the Mumu government, they know exactly what they are doing. They know exactly the game they are playing. When the issue of visa came out for Nigeria basketball young team that was supposed to go and play in South Africa, when they denied them the visa, everywhere was cool. Everywhere was quiet. Nobody was saying anything. Nobody was mentioning anything. But guess what? Once Nigerians carried the matter to social media and started talking, South Africa government did not hesitate to place calls, and they called back those Nigerians. South Africa embassy had to call back those Nigerian boys to give them their visa to fly them to South Africa. Because South Africa government never wants to give that impression to the world that they are in support of that thing that black South Africans or South Africans are doing towards Nigerians, attacking them and treating them the way they are doing. South Africa government never want to be associated with that, never want to be shown as if it's a government that is encouraging that. Meanwhile, they are benefiting from that. And again, South Africa government know the weight of sanctions that Nigeria can give them. South Africa government is fully aware. Let me tell you what you people don't know. The last thing that gave South Africa independence, the last thing that made South African black to be free in their country during apartheid, it was Nigeria. Okay? In case you people don't know. The West gave sanctions. Africans gave sanctions. People gave sanctions. But there was a sanction that Nigeria placed on the South African government. Today they know that if Nigeria sanctions South Africa, they will not be fine. Things will go down. Nigeria refused. At that time, Nigeria was one of the top 3 biggest oil sellers in the world. Biggest producers of oil and petrol and fuel in the world at that time. That time, the Nigerian government refused to sell crude oil and fuel to South Africa, the apartheid government that was in power. That was what ended the problem. It's Nigeria that ended apartheid. It's Nigeria that government that single-handedly ended it. All the other sanctions were doing nothing. But the moment Nigeria stopped selling that crude oil and that petrol and that fuel to South Africa government at that time, the government could no longer do anything because crude oil, fuel was the backbone of every economy at that time. Once Nigeria did that and sanctioned South Africa and stopped selling to them, they had no choice than to bow. They had no choice than to say, okay, we surrender. Let the blacks be free. Let the blacks go and leave. So the government of South Africa, not the Mumu government, they know. They know the weight of sanctions that Nigerians can give them. They know the weight they know the importance. If Nigeria say, okay, we will deal with you, they know what it will affect them. They know how it will affect them. So they don't play with Nigeria. And they will never try to show the world that they are supporting black South Africans to be hating on Nigerians. I don't know when they're going to change that. But as long as they are benefiting, they will continue doing what they are doing best. It is what it is, guys. Come back anytime you're free, because there's always more beautiful and amazing videos just for you all. God bless you all. Cheers.